Hi, Paul Howe, CSAT way, the Uvalde fix. Well, the verdict is in, not guilty. Uh, I'm not surprised. A lot of issues out there, and we can fix them at the community level and probably the state level too. But it needs to happen. It needs to come up from the people in the communities that want actually their schools safer. Now, we did a video a few years ago on this is the retraining. Saw a lot of issues, pointed these issues out in the video. And what we have is substandard training and Band-Aids, what we'll call it, on an arterial bleed. Now, the problems. You have ISDs, school superintendents that create their own police departments. They're little empires. And these little empires are not training to standard, a lot of them, or have any oversight. Superintendents of schools do not know how to run a police department, simple as it is. Some of these police departments are ego-driven. I've watched one ISD that had two people. The chief, he had 4 stars on his collar and he was in charge of one person. So that's an issue. They're not training, and they're more empire building, and it's redundancy that we really don't need. So the fix is to put these school resource officers back under the control, either a police department or a sheriff's office. So if they're in the city, they go to the PD, the county, the SO, the sheriff's office, and these folks maintain skill sets, calibration, training records, everything. Now, we have folks right now with this storm coming through. I'm a little bit layered up, and Texas doesn't handle storms well, but they're getting better, and they have, I've watched the powermen, the linemen out there prepping. They've got assembly areas. We have good linemen here that I watch go to the gym and stay in shape. So these guys are getting ready to go in horrible weather to keep the heat on, the plumbing working, the city maintenance folks are on standby. So good stuff. Why shouldn't our police departments and ISDs, be in the same mindset? Their whole focus should be active shooter response. In reality, that is the name of the game. Now, a lot of school resource officers, they get pushed out of police departments. They find a home at an ISD, Independent School District Police. Now, I've seen some stellar agencies out there, but it's not generally the case. So it's redundant leadership. What you have is equipment, training standards, recording of training. So a lot of money is being spent in 2 different directions, and there's no calibration and no accountability. So Uvalde is a perfect example of this, and nobody's going to be at fault. The officer, he's not going to be at fault. Did he stand his ground? Did he block this person? No. Did he push the fight? No. Well, then you have the chief. Well, he'll probably not be held accountable either. And then the superintendent, who actually probably ran that ISD, Independent School District Police, is not going to be held accountable. So how do we fix it? Well, there are fixes, and you've got to make the hard calls. Now, you have an RSO, school resource officer. He's either underneath the PD or the SO calibration. And then you have teacher guardians. So if that officer is not there that day, you have teacher guardians. They can interdict, and you also have medical response right there for trauma. Because we teach teacher guardians advanced medical. And there's really nothing advanced. You're just stopping the bleeding. But they have aid gear right there. So you have, in a school now, instant trauma response. So again, standardized training equipment. We look at this and we get the officers back trained underneath the host agencies. These host agencies, they calibrate, maintain training records because they're going to get audited. And so it's just another cell or division they start in an agency, whether it be a police department or a sheriff's department. And I know a lot of agencies out there that they put their SWAT officers in schools. And that's huge. Put the meat eaters in there. They get called out. Teacher guardian can step up, fill the spot until that officer comes back. Or they can put a patrol officer in that school while that officer is handling a SWAT call out. So there's a lot of different models out there that work, but you don't want to put the bottom feeders in your school to protect your kids. Now, it's a win-win. So schools will be at a higher caliber of protection, and then your agencies will have now control and funds, everything. And so it's one of those things that's really simple, but you got to get away from the the private police departments at Empire Building. Now, the money is there. Real police departments and sheriff's officers are in place. It just takes the people in the community to stand up and say, no, we want this system in place to protect our kids. You have to put a value there. And so many options out there, but this is the simplest way to get a better security umbrella for your kids, grandkids, the teachers, everybody in the system. So we know there are going to be problems, and they're going to continue to have problems. You might as well put your best troops there in line. So I hope this video helps you. It's a simple fix, not emotional. I'm not going to, throw any more darts at Uvalde, but they haven't fixed the problem. And it's going to happen again, because every time we kick the can down the road in these situations, it allows these other empires to continue to thrive, and they're not qualified to handle the problems. So I hope this helps. You take care, be safe. I'll see you on the range. All right, Paul Howe, CSAT Way. If you like our videos, we have a Mighty Network webpage, and over 460 to 70 videos on it right now. Everything from operator level to instructor level. So if you want to continue your training and you can't make it to the range, this site is available. Hope you like it. Give us feedback, because we're always trying to make it a little better. It's organized, structured, just like we'd run a shooting course. So appreciate you guys watching. You take care, be safe. Hope to catch you on the range or in a class.